I'm not really sure if you can hear me over the music, but if you can, I'm going to keep talking. We're going to stick at the 80s for just a little bit. I don't want to go into the 90s because there was just so much material. For some reason in the 90s, everyone loved female country artists, and I want them to have their own kind of the 90s music. I just want it to have its own like little special show. So I'm going to stick with the 80s for a little bit longer, and hopefully you'll enjoy this, and hopefully you'll come back. And I want to do this once a week, you know, and see what we can get done. Hopefully be able to cover a whole lot of material because Lord knows I have it all. Little Holly Dunn, Blast from the Past. I remember Daddy's hands folded silently in prayer and reaching out to hold me when I had a nightmare. You could read quite a story in the calluses and lines. Years of work and worry had left their mark behind. I remember Daddy's hands, how they held my mama tight and patted my back for something done right. There are things that I've forgotten that I loved about the man, but I'll always remember the love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands. I remember Daddy's hands working till they bled, sacrificed unselfishly just to keep us all fed. If I could do things over, I'd live my life again and never take for granted the love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy. Oh, in Daddy's hands. Okay, just so you know, we did not rehearse this thing. So some of these songs I say, you know, I may have sang last week. Some of them I may not have sang for 20 years. I don't know. And I'm going to have mess ups, but you know what? That's what makes it real to me and what keeps it alive. So we're going to switch over and do a little Juice Newton. Does anybody remember her? I don't know. What'd she have, like 3 or 4 songs that were really great, I think? Ah. Midnight, and I'm waiting on the 12:05, hoping it'll take me just a little farther down the line. Moonlight. This is really bad track. I'm going to kill this. This is awful. I'm just going to skip that. We're going to skip to a whole other song. I'll come back to that one maybe next week. Go ahead. You can laugh at me. I'm laughing. Somebody's knocking, should I let him in? Lord, it's the devil, would you look at him? I've heard about him, but I never dreamed he'd have blue eyes and blue jeans. Well, somebody's talking, he's whispering to me. Your place or my place, well, which will it be? I'm getting weaker and he's coming on strong, but I don't want to go wrong. He must have tapped my telephone line. He must have known I'm spending my time alone. He says we'll have one heavenly night. My fever's burning, so we ought to be right at home. Somebody's knocking, should I let him in? Lord, it's the devil, would you look at him? I've heard about him, but I never dreamed he'd have blue eyes and blue jeans. He must have tapped my telephone line. He must have known I'm spending my time alone. He says we'll have one hell of a night. My fever's burning, so we ought to be right at home. Somebody's knocking. Somebody's knocking. Well, somebody's knocking. Somebody's knocking. Oh, somebody's knocking. Alrighty, that was a little Terry Gibbs, in case you've forgotten about her. She's like a one-hit wonder, I think, because that's the only song I remember her ever doing. But these ladies right here, they have a whole lot, and they are going to get their own little tribute show from me. This all works out the way I hope it will. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. Grandpa, take me back to yesterday, when the line between right and wrong didn't seem so hazy. Did lovers really fall in love to stay, stand beside each other come what may? Was a pride really something people kept, not just something they would say and then forget. Did families really bow their heads to pray? Daddies really never go away. Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Grandpa, everything is changing fast. They call it progress, but I just don't know. Grandpa, let's wander back into the past, then paint me a picture of long ago. Did lovers really fall in love to stay? Stand beside each other, come what may? Was a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say and then forget? Did families really bow their heads to pray? Daddies really never go away. Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Families really bow their heads to pray. Daddies really never go away. All right, I've got one more song that I have lined out to sing for you tonight. But while you guys are sitting around watching this and thinking, I'd like you to think about any female country song that you'd like me to give a shot. Send me an email or just a message through YouTube or Facebook or anything like that. Just let me know what you'd like to hear, and we'll see if we can work it all in. This will be my last song for this evening. We'll try to go again next week. I remember wearing straight-leg Levi's, flannel shirts even when they weren't in style. I remember singing with Roy Rogers at the movies when the West was really wild. I was listening to the Opry when all of my friends were digging rock and roll and rhythm and blues. I was country when country wasn't cool. I remember circling the drive-in, pulling up and turning down George Jones. I remember when no one was looking, I was putting peanuts in my coat. I took a lot of kidding, 'cause I never did fit in. Now look at everybody trying to be what I was then. I was country when country wasn't cool. Hey, I was country when country wasn't cool. was country from my hair down to my boots. I still act and look the same. What you see ain't nothing new. I was country when country wasn't cool. They call us country bumpkins for sticking to our roots. I'm just glad we're in a country where we're all free to choose. I was country when country wasn't cool. Hey, I was country when country wasn't cool. I was country from my hair down to my boots. I still act and look the same. What you see ain't nothing new. I was country when country wasn't cool. Yeah, I was country when country wasn't cool. All right, that is the first, the inaugural show. This is our first attempt at doing any live streaming, so shoot us an email, shoot me a message on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever. Let me know what you thought of tonight. I know we've got a lot of wrinkles to work out just yet, but it'll get better. And hopefully next week, this time, we can put together another one for you. Don't forget to let me know if there's any particular female country artists that you'd like me to do 1 week special just for them. Like, I know Reba's coming. Don't worry, Reba is coming. We've got tons of them. So many, many, many artists that I would really, really love to cover all of it. So just let me know. Pop me a message. And thank you guys for watching this week. We'll see you next time.